December 12th. It is 4 degrees and we didn't have the hard frost that I expected, but that's better. And it's a nice day. It looks like it's going to be a nice day, and it's polling day today here in the UK, and that's about as much as I'm going to say about it, because we do not talk about what's the saying in England? You don't talk about sex, religion and politics. So it's kind of a thing that we do in the UK. You don't talk about sex, politics or religion. So that's about as much as I'm going to say about it. It's polling day today, and if you're going to vote, go out and vote. Right, anyway, this is the 12th, so let's go and try and get this through, open. Oh, get my finger in there. Right, I'm going to try and hide it. And it's a travel kit with threading needles. How many of those have we all got? When I first met Brian, I got a job and I used to rep going around. I used to sell textbooks to schools, so I'd go around the schools and colleges. And every time I stopped in a hotel, I ended up with one of these kits. There's another safety pin and some pins, but they're attached to thread, so that's rather a nice idea. It's got the thread attached to it. Usually you end up with a little card with all the threads on, so that's quite good. So we're looking for day 12. Day 12 here. Do it with my left hand so I don't make any... Oh, they are hard to get in and out, into rather. Right, this one says Es sind die kleinen Ding, die großes bewerken. Oh, now then. This is a little rolling pin. Or is it something else? It looks like a little rolling pin. Now what do you do with that? I'll have to translate what it says. Oh, the cat's jumping all over. Yeah, well, I'll have to look that up because I don't know what this is. A Dolly's rolling pin, perhaps, or something else you use. I don't know what it is, but it's quite interesting. So there's my day 12 from my advent calendars. Yes, she is, aren't you lovely, eh? Anyway, this morning I'm off to work. Her ladyship is probably going to trot out for a while and then come back in just before we're going to go, because she prefers to be in the house rather than out of the house. And work day, big orders to do. I was going to say wisdom tooth, but which side? Yeah, it's that side. I couldn't remember which side I had it out. It's been an amazing journey getting that tooth out. Not that I want to let teeth out a lot, but I've never experienced such a great way of getting teeth out. I mean, I've always coped with it. I'm one of those that when they say open your mouth up wide, I go ah. But it was an amazing. She did it very well. Anyway, we've got a busy weekend this weekend. Tomorrow I'm going to the hairdresser's in the morning. And then at night time we are going to drive down to see Brian's granddaughter dancing in a dancing show. And then on the Saturday night he has another gig. Then on the Sunday we are going back down. When we go down to his granddaughter's, it's an hour and a quarter to get there. Then we're going to go back down to where his mum lives, which is an hour and a quarter as well. And we're going to go and have a meal with her because it's her 93rd birthday. And on Tuesday, she is going out on a cruise. She is going on a cruise. They think it might be the last cruise that they ever have, but not bad for a 93-year-old. I couldn't do it at that age. But she's such a sprite. Her memory's going, but she's such a sprightly old lady. So, yeah, all power to her elbow, as they say. So, I'll catch you later on today. Bye. Received some fleece, some red fleece today. It's a metre, and I got it from Thimbles. I think it was about £2.50. It's not a metre, it's half a metre. It was £2.50, and basically I've had a request by my youngest granddaughter to make her a Santa sock, because I made them some out of some fleece like this that I had, and she can't find hers. I made two, one for each of the granddaughters, and she can't find hers. And she said, "Grandma, can you make me one? Otherwise Santa won't leave me anything." I think she knows that Santa doesn't exist, but she likes to have a sock. So I've got some white fur, and I've got this. So I'm going to make a Santa boot for a Santa sock. Just something simple. The other granddaughter's given me the measurements, and she said, "Don't make it any bigger." So I've got to make them exactly the same size as the one that she already has, as the oldest granddaughter has, because she doesn't want her younger sister to have more things in her sock. So that's to do. A couple of you mentioned that you had phones with the ring holder on. The one that I had on my old phone, my previous phone, is like a knob that you pull it out, and then you can put your finger underneath. And I think that ring one is far better. And a couple of you have told me that you have them and that you find it handy because it's good for carrying your phone and you don't drop it. So yes, I'm going to put that onto the back of this one, and I'll probably find that it's really handy. I could have removed the other one. It's probably easy enough to pry off, but I just figured that I might go for a new one. I never got around to getting a new one for my phone, so I will use that little ring clamp for the back of that, and I think it'll be very, very practical. Now, what else was I going to say? I still haven't got around to doing that collar bit on my t-shirty come sweatshirt. I've also got, I want to show you something else that I've got, that now I need to find out who it was that got me onto it. I thought I had my glasses and I was going to put it on my head. The person who got me onto it was this young girl called Emma and Her Machine. Let's find where she is. She was saying that she was taken by a particular kind of rug that she'd seen. She does a lot of crochet, and I'm not a great crochet person. I like to try and crochet. I'm not very good at knitting, but I do like to try and crochet. But she put this up on one of her pages on Instagram. If I can find it, where can I find it? On one of her Instagrams. Can you see that? And it's a crochet that she started, and I was saying how lovely it was, and she said, "I'm amazed with my capabilities." And she started off with that, and then she expanded it and ended up with that, and then she expanded it again and ended up with that, and carried on, and she's ended up with that. And then she carried on again. Oh no, what she showed was the corner bit of one of this blanket. It could be, I can't remember. I think that's about the size of a cushion cover, but you could make it bigger and into a blanket. So I liked the colours, I liked the idea, and I said, where did you get it from? And she told me it was called, the one she told me about was called the High Tea Floral Block. So I went online and I bought this High Tea Floral Block, and that's just a part of it, a tiny part, and it's by Jen Tyler, who's South African. And basically there's lots. I downloaded it, and she said I think this little bit is just a snippet of what there is to do, and she has various pictures in it. She's got, oh, there's a picture of the cat on it. The cat sitting on this high tea block. So she'd made into a blanket, and then she tells you about all the different colours of wool to go for. You basically need a bowl of everything, I think, or a couple of bowls of some. And then she has video links that show you how to. All of these are video links on how to do it. And then she also has little samples of what each one should look like, how it should expand out. She's got some pages like that, a page like that, and it goes on with lots and lots of pictures. And as I say, I haven't printed off all of them. She said if you printed them all off, you'll use a lot of ink on your printer. So there's lots of photographs like this. So I thought, right, I really fancy doing that. Not the best of crochet people, as I said, and I know a double crochet, I know a treble crochet, I know a single crochet, but I'm not overly sure about how to do it. So I started on it, and do you know, I can't find the piece that I've got. If I can, I'll put a picture up here to let you see. I was doing all right, but I was watching a video and it was irritating me, because a bit like when you get a pattern and you get fed up with reading the instructions, you start going off at a tangent. And I started going off at a tangent and started doing my own thing. And then I thought, oh, this is ridiculous. I was looking at her picture and trying to do what she had done. And I thought, oh, this is ridiculous. I'm going to have to start again. But oh, before I go on about that, I needed some wool, didn't I? So I looked at the price of wool and the amount of, you saw how many colours of wool you need. And I thought, they're £3 or £4 a ball. I am not paying that. So then I went on eBay, and there were a lot of people who are selling stuff off, and you buy a batch of it. So in the end, I ended up with, I bought from two sellers, and I ended up with this much in wool. And everyone's different. I've got a pink, I've got a mustardy yellow, I've got a purple, I've got a green, like a greeny blue. I might find my wool in here. I've got a bluey blue, I've got a beige, I've got a wine red, a yellow, a bluey purple, turquoise, a different kind of turquoise, a fluorescent pink, a green, a pale greeny, a lime greeny green, a fluorescent type of orange, a purpley purple. I think that's slightly different from that purple. Not much, but slightly. And that's it. And I've got a couple more in the other room. So I got all those for £20. So I thought that was quite good. So I figured that was the best way to go by bidding. I'm not sure if I bid for it. I think I bid for it and I won them. And so I've got these wools, and I started, as I say, I started crocheting, and in the end I thought, oh, this is ridiculous. You're going to have to get your head right with what crochet stitches are. So then I went on Amazon. This is going to be it's fast becoming a costly pattern, because I think the download pattern was about £5 or £6. The wool was about £20. I then decided that I didn't have the right crochet needles. So if you remember, I said I've got 2 crochet needles. So this is the right one, and it's got a coloured handle on and a grip, so it feels comfortable to work with. So I had to pay for that. I think that was a couple of £2. Then, because I just couldn't get away with the way the lady was showing it on the video, I decided that I'd buy a book. So I bought a book, and it's called Beyond the Square, Crochet Motifs. And basically, I've got to read this yet before I start anything, but basically, if I can show you, it does circles, hexagons, triangles, squares and unusual shapes, and it talks you through with lots of pictures how to make different patterns from the crochet. But that still isn't what's going to help me. It's going to help me a little bit, but I thought it was quite interesting. Isn't that lovely? I thought that was gorgeous, and it's spiral bound, so you can basically, you could make anything with it really. It's just knowing the little motifs and the stitches, triangles, and there's lots of different ones. And there's squares. I think that's gorgeous. And so I bought that. And then when I got it, I thought, well, you know, you're going to have to sit and read it from cover to cover to get to understand what the stitches are. So then I thought, let's go back to the beginning and carry on doing the way following her by the video. So I have got about a piece that big done. And I figured I might start all over again and do it again. But yes, the reason why I got it as well is because we're going to France again in January, to our friends in northern France. And I hate doing nothing, so last time I took some Fimo clay with me, and to be honest, I didn't have time to mess with it. So I figured that if I take this, then I can take the wool with me, and I can be sitting crocheting while we're in the car, while I'm the passenger in the car, and I can be making something out of it. So I might digress a bit from her pattern, but I've gotten, you know, I basically get the gist of what she's doing, and I'll try and do something similar. But it's all down to Emma and her machine. So if you are watching, Emma, thank you. You've achieved something more than I have at the moment. So yes, it's going to be quite fun doing it. And I think at that I've probably bored you. I've probably made this too long. Thank you for all your lovely comments. I'm trying my best to keep up with you all, and I do try to answer or give you a response. It's a bit like letter writing. I like to do them all in one go, and I do try to answer as many of you as I can. But I'm getting some great comments from you all. And if you do give me a comment, it sometimes pays to read down below to see what other people have said, because there are some interesting questions, not interesting questions, but interesting points that people give me, and that other people read, that might be of value to you. So yes, I'm really grateful. I love reading them, and I'm pleased you enjoyed my singing with my grandson. I'm pleased you liked the advent calendar, because I'm enjoying doing it. And I'm pleased that I'm amusing you, because that's part and parcel of why I'm doing this. I've got the boot to do, I've got the baby changing mat to finish off, and somewhere in between all that, if I have time, I've got a blanket to start crocheting. I would like to get a nice bedspread. I don't want to make it a cushion cover, I don't want to make it a baby blanket, I would like to make a big one. And I have done that in the past, but when I've done it, it's taken forever to do. So this might be a mammoth journey I'm on. You never know. In the meantime, I'm going to put all these wools away. I'll let you have a look at it all. That's all the wool that I've got. Yellows and all the colours. And I reckon, and the book again, I'll put that on top to let you see. Crochet Motifs, and it's by Edie Ekman, author of the Crochet Answer book. And this one is the High Tea Floral Block by Jen Tyler. And it looks lovely, isn't it? Gorgeous, three-dimensional, very gypsy-ish. And I'm not a gypsy person, or very what would you call it, rustic? But I just think it's quite nice, and I wouldn't mind making an attempt to do it anyway. So there you go. Happy Vlogmas. See you tomorrow. Bye.